So in this video we are going to talk about this bridged and NAT, and this I want to talk in a separate video. The reason why I am telling these two topics in a separate video is I live in India and so many guys will do the certification called certified ethical hacker, and these guys just I had seen one guy and he had some YouTube channel. In that channel I saw this video, and in that live stream one guy asked what is difference between bridged NAT and the VMNet and so on. Then he just said that bridged gives the IP address and the NAT gives some internal or some other. He said that because he did not explain that correctly, because he said the certified ethical hacker. So because he just don't know bridged NAT and he's a certified ethical hacker. So yeah, EC counts as certified ethical hacker. And I saw so many CEH guys without any basic knowledge, or they cannot explain the concept right away. They just by hearting the bits, just remembering the bits and repeating those bits in the mind and then answering the question. That's it. And even you ask someone like CEH or some guy, they will confuse about this bridged and NAT because they are using the cker.i virtual machine and they are not in a position to answer this bridged and NAT. That's why I'm going to make this separate video. So first one is bridged network. So bridged network is like your virtual machine will act as a separate machine. Like you have this PC1 connected to router and PC2 connected to router. Okay, that's fine. You are getting well. Inside my PC1 I have installed a virtual machine, say cker.i virtual machine, and then it have to get an IP address to communicate with these machines, right? That's if you put the bridged network, then this virtual machine will act as PC3. So this virtual machine will act as like separate another computer existing beside your laptop physically. So the IP address would be, if PC1 got the IP address 168.0 and 1, then PC2 gets say 2, and then PC3 will get 192.168.0.3. so that is this computer PC3 will share same internet information or network configuration as that of PC1 and PC2. So whatever in this subnet range the PC1 PC2 belongs, and that IP address will be given to this PC3, and it will be like separate computer from these two machines. Still you can ping these three machines because they are in same subnet and there are no rules for that. You can still ping, but the network configuration will be like same as this PC1 and PC2. Alright, sorry for about these drawings, these are not neat, I know. So now coming to the NAT. NAT stands for network address translation. So let's see why this NAT is necessary. Suppose this is the router and I have a this is not my home. Let's think that this is a big organization. Suppose say I have 1000 computers, or let's say 10,000 computers. So I have these 10,000 computers and assigning the public IP. So if you are connected to internet, you will have some public IP, right? And I will not show my public IP address. So every computer connected to internet will have a public IP address. So within your organization, if you have 10,000 computers, you need 10,000 public IPs. So you are wasting almost so many IP addresses for your organization. Then what about the rest of the world? So that's why this network address translation helps us. So what it does is, instead of assigning 1000 public IPs to all computers, this router will take care of this assignment. I means this router gets one public IP address, say 100.0.0.0. So this is public IP address, and let's say this is as 1. So .1, this is the public IP address of this router, and all these 10,000 computers will not get any public IP address. and these 10,000 computers will have the private IP addresses, like these IP addresses 192.168.0.1234 and so on up to, okay, that's according to this network. Let's say we have 10,000 public IP private IP addresses for these 10,000 computers. So they have no public IP address. So how to contact with outside server means they have to send the request to this router, and this router will send the packet to the outside world like web server with this IP address. So 100.0.0.1, it will send that packet as to the outside address, and then on the return, when the packet has been written, it checks the destination IP address and it will forward to that particular computer which is in the destination IP address of that packet. So if this computer PC1 with 0.1 sends this packet to google.com website, and then that packet will be routed by router with this public IP address 100.0.0.1, and then in return the packet will goes to this one because the destination will be this one. In the same way, if PC2 asks for any contact to microsoft.com, then this PC2 will send the request to router, and this router will put the public IP as this one. So in this way you are saving 10,000 public IPs with the help of one IP and with the help of router. So this is called network address translation. This network has been translated to this private IP address according to the packets incoming and outgoing. So that's why it is called network address translation. The basic concept of NAT is to save the public IP address within one organization. Okay, now let's apply the same concept to our virtual machine. So this PC3 is a VM, and you have installed the VM in PC1. So in my PC1 I have the PC3 as a VM, right? And the PC1's VM is 192.168.0.1. so let me remove this IP address. So if I put this PC3 as a NAT configuration, then this PC1 will act as a router. So in previous case, this router acts as 10,000 as a router for this 10,000 PCs. Now this PC1 will act as a router for PC3. So what this does mean is PC3 does not get a public IP address, but it get a private IP address, say 10.1.2.1. So say this is private IP address. We can even configure this configuration also. Then it will send the packet to this PC1. I mean in the same machine. This PC3 virtual machine sends the packet to the PC1 with this IP address. But this PC1 will gives its IP address to the router, and then router will perform automatically the previous task, like I previously said, like sending the packet and receiving the packet and sending it to PC1. And this PC1 on inspection, it will send the packet to this PC3 machine. So this PC1 acts as a router to this PC3. So that is the network address translation configuration. So I hope you have understood. I will explain it again. In the bridged mode, the VM acts as a separate machine, like with the same configuration as that of other computers. If I have 100 machines, I get the configuration like those of 100 machines. Like if those machines are .192.168.0.1, 2, I get the 3. So that is the bridged mode. And in the NAT mode, my main machine will act as a router for my virtual machine. So if I send any malicious or data or some bad packet to any computer, any google.com, then that will appear as sending from this PC1. So we need to take care about sending malicious packets, but we do not send malicious packet, just in case I am saying. So in NAT mode, this PC1 will act as a router for this VM. That means our main machine will act as a router for that virtual machine. And as usual, process takes place. It will send to router, and router receives the incoming packet, and PC1 sends to virtual machine. So this is about the bridged NAT. Now I will show you in virtual VMware workstation. You can click on edit and go to virtual network editor. So you can see first one is VMnet only, that means host only. If you set this range, and then the host will communicate to itself only, it will be like virtual LAN, like separate VLAN, and it will not contact with any other outside computers. So VMnet 8 is NAT. So you can even change the settings by clicking on this, but I'm not going to mess with my settings, I'm just showing you. And here you can see the VMnet information bridged. So connect VMs directly to the external network. Okay, bridged. And NAT and host only. Host only means this VM will not cannot contact with this outer Windows 10 machine. That means it will create its own network. And I will show you, let's say Windows XP, and so I'm clicking on edit virtual machine settings. You can see here network adapter, it's already in bridge mode. That means I get an IP address directly from the router. And the NAT mode and host only. Host only means you cannot communicate with any other devices on your network. And you can also set the custom. You can drag, if you can drop down the menu, you can see these many virtual networks you can create within these virtual machines. Like say I want to contact only, I want to keep connected only Windows XP and this Windows 732-bit. I can create a new network and I can throw these settings in these two virtual machines as VMnet 2. So that's how you can create these many networks, and you can just make sure connection. I'm not going to change now, I don't want to mess with my settings. So that's all about this bridged NAT. I hope you have understood, and you are not like those CH guys who does not understand. At least you know. If you don't know before, at least you know you have understood. If you know before, okay, it's good. Okay, that's all about this bridged NAT.